This lesson is on using the if statement. Now, the if statement is probably the most important statement you'll ever learn in any programming language. It allows you to make a decision about something and do something different based on the value of some data. Without it, you really aren't programming. So far, we've been able to just get information into our programs and display them in different ways. But now we're taking that first step to using logical paths to get something different to happen based on data. So here's a little simple form. It's just got a first name and a birth year. Let's try it out. Steve, my birth year, 1956. Submit the information. Now it says, Steve, you're 56 years old. Better start planning for retirement. Let's take a look at the code. Here's the form. I'm not going to spend much time on that. These are the elements you've seen before, the text edit elements. Let's go to the code itself. We're getting two pieces of data, the first name and the birth year this time. I'm getting the date so I can get just the current year. Notice that I passed a parameter with a capital Y. That brings back a 4-character year into the current year variable I've set up. Now I'm going to calculate my age. This is approximate age, of course. I'm just taking the current year, subtracting the birth year that I entered. Now, I print out this one statement no matter what. Just like we've done before. Your first name, and this is how old you are. Now, here is an if statement. This is the first time we're going to make a decision, and we're going to do something different on the web page based on a value, really based on a comparison. This is the comparison. $age, the value stored in there, is it greater than 50? There can only be two answers from the standpoint of programming. True, it's greater than 50, $age is greater than 50, or false, $age is not greater than 50. That's the only two things that this whole statement, this whole comparison can resolve to. So it's true, I am greater than 50. So the code that comes after the if statement, and the if statement is just the word if, curly brackets, an open and closing curly bracket. Any code between there will run if this statement compares to be true. Otherwise, it doesn't run. It'll just skip past this last curly brace and print this last line. Now we're always going to print this last line. The only question is are we going to print this paragraph about starting for retirement? Now you've seen it run once. I ran the program once, I'm greater than 50, so it printed out, better start planning for retirement. Let's go ahead and run it once where that's not the case. I'll go back, change my birth date to 9999, submit. Your name is Steve and you're 13 years old. Notice no talk of retirement. I see the end line that I was printing out down here. And that's it. So the if statement was false, therefore it dropped down past the last curly brace. Now, technically speaking, you don't have to use opening and closing curly braces if you have just one line that you want to execute after the comparison. However, I find it a good habit to always use them, whether you need them or not. I find it easy to look at the structure of the program, to follow what's going on, and if I make a change later to my program, maybe I want to add another line, not just start planning for retirement, but I want to do something else as well that I want to print out. It's very easy to forget to go back and put those curly braces back in, but when I see them there, it's real easy to remember to put the code within the curly braces that I want to run when my age is greater than 50. That ends our lesson on the if statement.